Hello guys, welcome to the news roundup. So Allegri has been sacked by Juventus after 5 years in the club, and during those 5 years he got 5 league titles, 4 Italian Cup titles and 2 Super Cup titles. And one of the reasons he might have been sacked is because even though signing Cristiano Ronaldo, he didn't manage to win the Champions League. So that's probably why he got sacked. I don't think he would have any problems to find a new job. Both Bayern Munich and Chelsea are rumored to be interested in Allegri's services. A possible replacement for Allegri is maybe Conte. Conte might be a good fit. He has a history with the club, used to play for the club for a couple of years. Next, Getafe couldn't clinch a Champions League spot. They didn't win the last game. They only got a draw. And besides, Valencia won their last game. So Valencia will clinch the last Champions League spot, which is a bit sad because Getafe was a pretty good story this year. Started off as a club with supporters to Real Madrid, and they had a mismatch of players here in the club. A 37-year-old striker who has been studying to become a teacher, and the whole team is just a budget team. And yeah, these guys, they might deserve a video of their own in the future. Alright, next, Henrik Mkhitaryan had been cleared to play in the Europa League final in Azerbaijan. He was left out last year when Arsenal played in Azerbaijan because he's from Armenia and he can't get a visa to get into Azerbaijan because of various political reasons. But he's been promised by the authorities in Azerbaijan that he's not going to have any problems to be playing in the final, which is great for Arsenal. And speaking of the Europa League final, UEFA apologizes to Arsenal and Chelsea. There's been a lot of issues with transportation from the airport to the stadium in Baku, which has led to that the club only had been awarded 6,000 tickets each. UEFA is working on a solution, and their explanation that they didn't think that 2 English teams would make it to the final. To that I would say, why not? I mean, the English clubs are pretty good, and even if only one English club would have made it to the final, why wouldn't a team like, for example, Napoli bring more than 6,000 fans? Napoli is also a big club, they have a huge fan base, and they like to travel. So I think this is something they should have thought of when they were looking for a venue. Yeah, I can't understand how this can come as a surprise that big clubs have a huge fan base. But we'll see. Hopefully they find a solution so the fans can travel to watch the game. Alvaro Morata says he's not thinking about returning to Chelsea after this season. He's been on loan to Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, that's his boyhood club. So I can understand why he wants to stay at the club. He gets playing time and probably feels at home at the club there as well. So that's that. And UEFA plans to double the number of women playing football in Europe. That's a good step. So it's going to do that by a dedicated strategy and financial investments. Then want to go up to 2.5 million players that will be represented on all UEFA levels, and also try to double the value of the Women's Euros and Champions League, and improve the overall player standards, which I think is a great step to go. Bayern Munich won their last title, the 28th league title, And Ribéry and Robben, last game for the club. They both came on as substitutions, and they both scored in the last game. So we'll see what happens with Robben and Ribéry, if they decide to continue their careers or if they decide to play on in a smaller club. We'll see. Graham Potter to take over Brighton. He takes over after Chris Houghton, and Potter had 2 years left with Swansea, which means that Brighton had to pay £2 million in compensation, and Potter will take 3 staffers with him, and we'll see what he can do in Brighton. And finally, Lyon beats Barcelona in Women's Champions League. It's their 4th successive title, and yeah, there was no doubt after the first half who's gonna win the title. There will be a review of the game later on today. Noteworthy though, Ada Hegerberg with a hat-trick in the first half. So that's it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.